The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you seshed well and your night is going well. Man, it's been a crazy couple weeks lately. We've lost multiple people in the community, and it just feels crazier and crazier every time. Like, when you get older, it sucks because you start worrying about the phone calls you get instead of getting excited about the phone calls you get, or the you're going to get a weird text at some point. And so we'll talk about it throughout the show, I imagine, but a community member that was new, he put a lot of effort into being part of the community. He seemed like a really cool cat, good dude. Talked to him multiple times through DMs. Always was in the chat for these shows, and he was doing his own thing on YouTube. He was enjoying comics again, and unfortunately, Empyre Comics passed away the other day, so rest in peace, Empyre Comics. It's a real bummer, and Empyre Comics, Mikey Halpern, we don't want to be naming another person next show, so be careful out there. And if you we don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with Empyre yet, but either way, just make sure, one, that you have somebody, whether it's a significant other, a best friend, a brother, a mother, a father, a son, or a daughter, that you can talk to and that is going to give you real feedback, real love and feedback, and that you don't have to ever worry about saying the wrong thing in front of, and you can always go to no matter what. If you don't have that person, find that person. That's very important. And two, just be happy to be here as much as you can, man. And if you're not, try and fix it. So, shitty. Yeah, man. It's getting into summer too. Summer is getting hot out here. It's getting crazy. I don't want to see anybody lose anybody over anything at all. So just be more careful, and find somebody that you care about, that cares about you too, and don't be afraid to talk to that somebody. That's probably the most important thing. And here's the other thing, like, I'm sure anybody in this community too, the good thing about a community is community look out for people. This last weekend, I did a little bit of a fundraiser. I started a fundraiser for a good friend of mine whose wife is going through stage 2 breast cancer, and she, she's halfway to her goal. She needs $10,000. She's up to $5,000. I saw a lot of names from this community that came over and gave in that, and that's amazing. Thank you to everybody out there. So that's another thing. Realize that, there's a lot of people in this community, so that are willing to talk to people. It's very easy to talk to people. Sometimes just because the person doesn't, react right away, doesn't mean that person isn't going to talk to you. So Yeah, man, it just sucks. It sucks, and we don't want to hear it anymore. But yeah, rest in power, rest in peace, and positive thoughts and prayers to his family. I know he's got young kids and I think a teenage daughter. So lots of sadness right there. Lots of sadness. So, all right, boy. Crazy way to start off a show, but it's the truth, and it is what it is.
Well, that's what happened last night. Me and Thorough were live last night, and AOA like put it in the chat, and right when he found, I mean, it was like the latest, the latest news. So Empyre would always be like in the chat every week. So that shook us up pretty good,
Yeah,
I think
man.
Thorough knew him. So, my heart goes out to that family. That is such a tragedy, having two kids, and the mother had passed away, and it's a fucking shame, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, what do you say to that? The gravity of that is like powerful enough to knock you through the next room, dude. It's just, it's
Yep.
horrible, man.
Yeah, but it sucks. It really sucks. But again, like, it also goes to show, I mean, there's a lot of people that has never met this man in person.
Yeah.
That care for him, like, so it is incredibly sad, but at the same time, for the people out there, realize that the community is an important thing. Whether, and you can be part of many communities, but a community is a very important thing. We're tribal as humans. There's amazing ways that we tribe up in many different ways, good and bad. But a community is needed. It's very important. It's very important mentally. It's very important, for familial, values and all kinds of craziness. But it's look at all of us that are here that, in small ways, cared about this man, and some in more ways than others. So, it's really sad, but hopefully we don't have to go through this again anytime soon. It seems like it's just been happening more and more lately, and it really fucking sucks. So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, all you can do is just pray for them, and hope the kids, are able to get through it, because it's gonna sting. This shit doesn't go away. I lost both of my parents, and they're as long as they keep them close to their heart and they don't forget about them, it'll make it feel like they've never gone anywhere anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Amen. Well, we got an interesting show tonight. We're just gonna chill tonight. I got a market report. I've got a couple things that we can talk about. If they come up, they come up. We got what else?
Hey, talk about my buddy's new book coming out.
Yes, we're gonna talk about that here in a second. I was telling Clutch before the show. I spent the whole first half of the day out here fixing my parents' car. Their AC went out their car, and it's fucking hot out here. It's like 110 degrees out here. And being out in that weather, even if you're out there for like a couple hours and it's even not at the hottest peak yet, it drains the hell out of you. So,
fuck yeah, it's fucking hot. It's depressing. I can't even detail my truck, dude. You know what I mean? And I'm getting all of these, the chemical guys detailing products. Like, I'm getting them like mad cheap over at Ollie's, right? So I'm getting all the wax and the detailer spray. Man, I've got a shit ton in the other room, a whole bag, dude, because it was like 3 for $10, and then anything you want, like brushes and everything. And I've been scooping them up for the last couple of weeks, Brian. I said, my next day off, I'm going to do it. I can't do it. Like, I start detailing. I sprayed down my truck. And bro, I felt like I was gonna die, dude. So I started spraying my head. It's fucking hot. Dude, it's horrible, dude. I was like, I guess I'll have to wait till December to detail my truck, dude. It's fucking hot.
I mean, I feel you guys. Like it's fucking 73 degrees here in LA, and fucking I'm dying, dude. I'm walking the
Are you
dog out there,
serious? 73?
just burning up. Like my feet hurt, my chest hurt. It's just
It's 73 in my house right now. You got to be kidding me.
No, it's so weird because the weather's been beautiful down here, and I don't know why. I mean, look, we're gonna burn in like August and September, of course, but like I will take it. It's been so nice. It was freaking overcast. It was like in the 60s all last month, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to San Diego coming up in 3 weeks. I'm getting ready for it. I'm going to start training. I got to train this year for San Diego. I gotten super fat since the last San Diego, just sitting around the house all day. So now I got to like train for it and like drink water, start walking like extra time at night to try and be ready for it this year because San Diego is a killer, man. San Diego is almost as bad as Emerald City Comic Con when it comes to walking. Emerald City Comic Con sucks so bad because there's these inclines that go for like a quarter of a mile that are ridiculous in Seattle. And for fat people, it is rough, my friend. It is uber central for fat people. Even I remember walking around San Diego last year and I'm walking around with it was either like Drew and Big Leg and like Vinny and Dinesh, and we're walking around and Vinny Kumar is taking us around all these places. He's like, yeah, it's just around this building. It's just around this building. It's just around this building. I'm like, dude, it's getting to the point that we've walked probably 4 different directions in San Diego. And it was Uber for the rest of that trip, even the shortest of places. There's nothing worse than having to walk over a city. But got lucky this time. Big Leg hopefully scored a cool place to stay. It sounds like Clutch, you got a place to stay close in the gas lamp too.
Sure.
And I think the Hive boys might stay with us, I believe, me and Sean and our Big Leg and yeah, so whoever else is going to be out there. I think shout out to Mickey, Swaggle House Comics is going to be out there. Who else? Drew, of course. Ton of people are going to be out there. Anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. But one thing that kind of blew me away, that even Clutch was talking about, we were talking about before the show. Drew from Wanted Comics plans on being like go Power Rangers around that place, picking up every exclusive, every crazy hot book, and then going back to his hotel and doing a sale to sell them.
He's ready, man. He's got a plan. He's plotting, he's scheming, man. So if you guys are not following Wanted_Comics with an X on whatnot, make sure you do. That guy's gonna have it all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and
for his age too, like I'm just shocked. And the gentleman that old is gonna be, he's ready to hustle.
Well, I'll also be honest. The way he drinks with us at night, I'm surprised he gets up that early and continues to hustle. He's up at we'll be at like till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and he's up at 8 o'clock at the con. So
it's insane.
But speaking of variants and exclusives, Hood, you got a homie. You got your local shop that's doing a book, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's my friend Steven Fuentes. He celebrated his 2nd year anniversary with his Most Wanted Comics retail shop and brick and mortar. So yeah, we've got Corpus Christi Comic Con happening here at the end of the month. Well, August. No, it's the end of July. So they just missed getting the book for the Corpus Christi Comic-Con, but he's taken already pre-orders. He sold a bunch of them. So, and I don't think anybody else has done a variant for issue 5 that I know of. So it's the last book in the run. So, and I'm trying to, who's the artist? Vo Nguyen is the artist. So it's pretty good artwork. But I told Steve I would bring it up in the show tonight, just to kind of, it's his first variant book. I mean, exclusive, and yeah, I hope he sells out. It's pretty
Where
cool.
Can they get it, bro? Can they get it online or what?
Yeah, so if you go to if you scan that code right there, and I have put it on my IG, if you scan that code right there, it'll take you to the website where they can purchase the book, and also I believe he's got them on eBay. Yeah. Yeah, there's me. Go back, there was me. No, I'm just playing.
Man, you need to take a close up of this.
Okay, so what if I do this?
Or I could just do this. Check this out.
Don't get mad at me, Brian.
You need to fix it, bro. You got to
Okay,
be a
bro.
professional
Sorry,
podcaster,
man.
dude. You have to be a professional podcaster.
That's what
bro.
Brian told me a long time ago. Like, I did one show and he goes, "Hey man, can I pull you aside here?" And
Getting schooled from the
we're
master.
professionals here. Because I think Clutch, this is an antique right here, but this is how I was first introduced here. Like, you know,
I got one of those too.
Yeah, but like Brian said, you need to get rid of that shit. You need to get yourself a Shure mic. Yeah, about $500 later, I'm pretty good podcast.
Sounding sexy and smooth, bro. You're sounding
So
like
good.
you know what you're doing.
So good.
Sound like
Brian's
you should be here.
sound guy. How's my mic sound, Brian?
Sounds
okay?
good, bro.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great.
It's funny how much I care about sound and how shitty the sound is on this show sometimes. Sometimes I forget just to unmute people. And
let me see if the code comes up when I put my phone up.
All right,
Most
good.
wanted comics Texas.com.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I heard some you got some nice goodies, some outcome on somebody got some graded Void Rivals Maria the Wolf variants
Yeah.
in some high grades. They looked good.
Yeah, I got a bunch of 9.8s and we popped a couple 9.9s, which is pretty amazing. So
Damn.
those cardstock covers, man, I'm telling you, that's
yeah.
that's the deal, man. If you're doing an image variant or an image, or anyone else can do it, you know, like if they offer the cardstock, get the cardstock. It's worth every penny.
I'm gonna bring mine to San Diego. Is she gonna be at San Diego?
Yeah, she's gonna be at San Diego.
Sweet. So I'm gonna bring mine to San Diego. That's something I don't mind getting autographed. If it's like a badass artist and I really like the artist, I don't mind getting like something. Well, what I got to check out what an autograph looks like, man. I like autographs. I become an autograph snob. You know how sometimes you become a 9/8 snob? I have become a complete autograph snob to where I don't like autographs anymore unless they're like Jeff Deckel autographs or John Tyler Christopher autographs, you know, like really pretty small. You can barely notice them, but when you notice them, it's a beautiful signature or a beautiful motif, you know. I become a real snob for that shit.
Well, no, it's not. You're not being a slob. It's
A snob.
It's that. A snob. You're
Yeah.
not being a snob because you know a lot of these people when they sign the book, they sign it with some of the shittiest autographs you'd ever see. Like if you're waiting outside, if you're a kid and you're waiting outside a hotel waiting for a ball player, and they're walking and signing something of yours, they're not signing it good. So why even bother? Right? Might as well just put a scribble. You know, so like if go take a look at Jose Canseco's autograph, or like there's a lot of people legitimately that'll take your money and they don't give a shit how they sign. I literally got in a fight with a football player, at a charity benefit because he scribbled all over my fucking football. So that shit still pisses me off. So it's not being a snob. You just want a quality autograph.
Yeah.
You want to be able to read the person's name. Like John Romita, there's a classic autograph where you can see it clearly. It looks nice. You know, I mean, am I wrong?
No. No, sir, you are not. All right, so let's do this. So some of the most notorious autographs in sports. Let's check this out. Sports
Good
cards,
Lord.
I mean. All
Yeah,
right?
this is ridiculous. Piece of
Yeah,
shit.
just like the first letter, like initials. That's terrible. No, thank you.
They might as well just put a fucking X on it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
That is just ungodly ridiculous.
Zeke DeVos. Yeah, what the hell? Z2U dash. FF for Freddie Freeman. That doesn't
Yeah,
look
fuck
terrible,
That looks
but
like
it
the
is.
Foo Fighters logo.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
That
hey, you know what they'll
does,
tell
dude.
you? You know what they'll tell you when they're making $100 million a year? Man, I had to sign a card for 2 hours. You know how fucking long you try and do it. Oh, bro, if I'm making that much money, man, like
If I'm a pro player and kids look up to me and collect my
Yeah.
cards,
Look at that, dude. Look,
Yeah.
it's horrible, dude. Look
Yeah.
at this. Who is that? You know, like,
Yeah.
damn.
a nobody.
You need a handwriting expert just to you see who it is.
There's I don't know if you guys follow professional wrestling much, but there's a couple guys, the Young Bucks. They're from Rancho Cucamonga out here. They're part of AEW, but they just did they have like a behind the scenes web show that they do on YouTube. But they actually talked about signatures, and they talked about how like they've got 2 signatures. They've got their one for like the dudes who meet them at the airport that they know are gonna like this is gonna be on eBay in like half an hour. So they give them like a half-ass signature, and they got a real one for like fans who do like meet greets and all that shit.
That's cool. That's cool. That's super. What the fuck? That looks like Walter Simonson's autograph, right? Doesn't Walter Simonson's like signature have that big O in the middle like that?
Oh,
Dude,
and
a
the
little, like,
distinctive
chubby
number
wiener.
5 at the end, dude. Oh, so cool. So cool. You know? That's nuts, dude.
What
the
about
fuck
some
is
of
that?
What about some of the best? Who are some of the best?
Oh, Ken Griffey Jr. I think is one of the absolute best in sports.
Mickey Mantle. At least
Mariano.
Babe Ruth, you could read Babe Ruth.
Mariano Rivera, man. All time. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's do this.
Oh,
Pete
classic.
Rose.
Classic.
It's okay. I mean, it's pretty. It's okay.
Hey, bro, he bet on baseball. I bet on baseball, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nolan
Ty
Ryan.
Cobb killed a guy, bro.
Nolan Ryan is a classic.
That's pretty good.
DiMaggio. That's
Oof.
a good one.
That's a gentleman's signature right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. No, Ted Williams, big time.
Oh,
Beautiful.
man.
Beautiful. Yeah. Dude, people that grew up in like the 30s and the 40s had beautiful fucking handwriting, man. Even the
No, those
dudes
are
had
people
good
that care.
handwriting.
Those are people that care about details, right? Look at the detail in his signature, and I guarantee you he was as detailed hitting a baseball.
Yeah. Look at Derek Jeter's. Derek Jeter's is nice. Derek Jeter's is real nice. That's not the best version, dude. His is really nice. Sandy Koufax, that's nice. I love that big S. That's nice.
That's a good one.
That is rough. I don't even know who that is. Roberto Clemente. Oof, that is rough.
Man.
Ty Cobb, Jackie Robinson, Lou Gehrig. That's nice.
Lou Gehrig, man.
Yeah, the big G. That G is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Mickey Mantle autograph is very, very. You have to be very suspect with a Mickey Mantle autograph.
Oh yeah.
It's probably like the most counterfeited autograph there is.
Mhm.
And people will think that they're so good that they will literally autograph real cards, like really nice cards, thinking they're going to get away with, and
That's
they're
crazy.
fake autographs, man. It's weird.
Did you ever see that documentary on the guy that forged all these Mickey Mantle millions of dollars? It was nuts. I
Yeah.
think it was a 30 for 30,
Yeah.
but
I think,
man, the guy made $1 million just forging autographs. He was an artist, and you know, the only reason he got caught was because he was forging Mark McGuire's signature, and McGuire, he didn't really sign, you know, autographs
Yeah.
for people. So
I love how you can you can tell early in career, later in career, like you can tell that with Todd McFarlane autographs. You can tell that with Mickey Mantle right here, right? Like this is probably like early in his career, Mickey Mantle, you know, and then this is when he got to, you know, signing a lot of stuff. He, you know, but McFarlane's kind of the same way. I love finding out about that stuff, but this is the I see Chad Cave talking about it, but yeah, this is the Mantle that I always think of, but it is super counterfeited, like unreal. Dude, I watched on YouTube the other day the 1952 World Series Game 7, Brooklyn versus the Yankees. Dude, I couldn't believe I was watching this game on YouTube for free. Like I felt like it was like I was in a time machine, man. Just warped back. It was crazy watching you know, Jackie Robinson, young Mickey Mantle play. Like that's Mickey Mantle in his second year. Crazy that you can just go watch these things on YouTube.
it's nuts. Like on Apple, they have like the greatest games, Apple TV, and like a couple of weeks ago, I watched Tom Seaver throw a no-hitter from 1975 when he was with the Reds, and I watched from the third inning on. I couldn't believe and I was like, I wonder if he gets it. I mean, great games still stand the test of time, man. But it is cool when you see all these athletes in their prime, and you know, knowing they're no longer here with us. I mean, it's pretty amazing. It is like going in a little time machine, man.
Yeah. Pro baseball card signatures, pro permanent. There you go, Mickey Mantle. Boom. Man. Damn, Todd Helton has a beautiful autograph. Look at that. That's amazing. Ichiro, that's a good one. I would love to pull an autographed Ichiro card like that. That would be a great card.
I had an Ichiro auto photo that I had found in an estate sale with authenticity, and I sold it. I should have fucking kept it, man. It was a nice photo.
Chad Cave can't answer messages but watches 70-year-old baseball. Oh shit. There it is. The most beautiful autograph I've ever seen, dude. Look at that. It looks even better on a baseball.
Man.
That is something to behold.
You know, Roger Clemens has a great autograph. I met him in '87. Real nice guy. Beautiful signature.
That's a good looking card, dude. I love that year of Topps Chrome. What a beautiful design.
Yeah.
Borderless. The refractors look so good. What a beautiful card, man. Andrew McCutcheon. Look at that. There's a beautiful Jeter autograph.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I got, so in 1992, Arizona Fall League was in its like second or third year. And me and my two best friends, we would go to the first 2 years and we would go get autographs, right? So like we figured out, we saw somebody put all these cards in photo slips, and we'd put these cards in photo slips. We would go get all the minor league cards at the card shop, ride up there on our bicycles and get all the minor league cards and then get them signed. And dude, I had like 9 Piazza autographs. I had, I was buying all the 92 Bowman Piazzas before that Bowman set. People figured out it was low print, and I was buying those for like 20 cents a piece, and getting them signed. Oh yeah, man. Piazza,
awesome.
who else? Tons of players. But 92, Jeter and Jordan. Was it 92? No, 93 was Jordan. 92 was Jeter. And I had probably 15 Jeter autographs, man. I had probably 6 Jeter autographs on the SP Authentic foil and sold them all like an idiot. I gave a bunch of them away to friends. But I sent in 4 of them, got them graded, and they graded nice, and they're really, really nice. But man, that was fun as a kid. Getting autographs as a kid is fun. But once you reach that certain age where you're not a kid anymore, when you're like 15, 16 years old, getting, or anything older than that, getting autographs at a baseball game is just weird. Especially when you got like a page full of autographs, 15 cards. David Wright. Ooh, look at that. Dennis Eckersley and Raleigh Finger. That's beautiful. I saw a YouTube documentary on Raleigh Fingers. Raleigh Finger would collect cards, and he would get all the players to sign them at the time. So all the Hall of Famers that he played against and played with, he got all their cards and got them to sign them. And he has this huge card collection of signed cards.
I'm surprised Reggie even signed for him, bro. Because Reggie Jackson didn't like to sign anything, man.
No.
Yeah, he was kind of
Reggie Jackson was a dick, dude.
Yeah, he was unique.
Will the Thrill, bro. All right,
oh man, that's awesome.
Will the Thrill. That's yeah. You guys have to watch his podcast with Eric Burns. No Limit Podcast or No Limit Network, I think it's called. It is one of the best fucking podcasts, and Will Clark is so funny. And he tells so many great stories. You got to check it out. We'll end all the card talk there. Craziness. I would love to interview Will the Thrill Clark. All right, here we go. Some information came out, leaked. Did you guys see what did you guys think about the Superman stuff? Did you guys see that? See that, Clutch?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Right, they casted Henry Cavill's little brother.
Yeah, it looks just like Henry Cavill. Why get rid of Henry Cavill?
We want somebody new. Okay.
You think it's because of the pay? You think it's because they got rid of Henry Cavill because of the pay?
My guess is it's probably timeline, right? Like if they're like, hey, we need to have this dude for 10 plus years, like no, not trying to shoot down on Cavill, but like you want someone. A little bit younger.
Yeah.
You want to tell that story too, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. But I agree with you, Hood. He looks just like him.
Right?
Just like a younger one.
He's
Less bigger forehead.
That's my buddy talking shit. He goes, at least the new guy is American. And then I told him, yeah, because Henry Cavill's British accent really threw everything off for me in the movies. And then he got pissed off at me.
Well, Henry Cavill is actually pretty short, right?
Yeah.
So
this guy, like he's 6'4", the new guy.
Yeah, man.
So
I was on a text chain with some of the buddies. I'm like, he needs to bulk up, but like he's got the look. I think I haven't seen anything he's been in, or at least I don't know if I have. But
yeah,
Rachel Brosnahan, like that lady's awesome.
She's British, right?
No, I think she's American.
Hey, check it out. I went and got my Clemens ball. I met him in '87 when they received their Cy Youngs.
Hold on.
Mike Scott.
Oh yeah, that's a nice signature, dude.
That's from '87, man. The ball's yellowing a little bit, but yeah. And then compared to Doc Gooden, piece of shit right here.
Yeah.
Should have
Yeah.
signed it Dick Gooden.
What did he sign it? Did he sign it Dwight or Doc?
No, he signed it Doc. So this was later on. This was in. When I get this signed. God.
Paul
90s.
Holloway says Cavill is 6'1", not exactly short. That is true. I didn't realize there's 6'1". I
Sorry,
thought he was
Paul.
under 6 foot.
Sorry, bro. He's 6'1", motherfucker. Everybody, real quick, man. What are y'all part of the Henry Cavill fan club, bro?
Remember, you guys, you can call in if you want to call into the show. Join us live in the
He's
call in
6'1".
live segment. Also, all kinds of cool segment stuff for show topics, artists you want us to check out, any speculation stuff, all the cool niche topics and all that fun stuff. We got some new stuff that we're probably going to have to add for the niche topics. I'm finding some interesting stuff lately.
Did you get that Supergirl comic there, Brian?
I saw the
with,
ones that you were into,
bro. Like my shout out my buddy Steve. I told my buddy Steve, but like I guarantee that's going to be under ordered, man. It's the B cover DC of Action Comics. Like ain't nobody ordered that. Because the minute like I saw the picture that was last week and the book came out this week and nobody had it. And what was weird, I ordered it on eBay. The guy sends me a message. I can't remember the guy who I ordered it from. He said that he couldn't send them to me because he sold out. But I got my books anyway, bro. and then I was telling him, that's okay. Better luck next time. I guess he meant to send that message to somebody else and it got sent to me. I don't know. So I was going to be a dick and say, hey, well, where's my refund?
Did you guys hear about the Spawn news?
I saw something about it today, right? I saw there.
Spawn news, whatever, man. Like the movie's gonna be in 2030. Like nobody gives a fuck, dude. Like, is this even a thing, dude? Like
2025, they're saying.
Jamie Foxx ain't gonna play him. Like he's recovering.
That's
from
sad,
what I understand.
bro.
Yeah.
That's super sad, man. That is
Bro.
such a bummer. Because he would have been perfect.
But why are they so top secret on that? I don't understand.
Well,
that.
why wouldn't they be, dude?
He had a stroke. He's recovering, right? And that what it's.
Yeah, but I think he had a really bad stroke, man. Like a rough one. And
Really?
yeah. Yeah, it didn't sound good, man. It sounded like he was hanging on there, so Awesome Sauce Radio says, Bryan, can I please come on and do an adult magazine speculation segment for the show? Playboys make great money. You're the best, Adam.
Man, he'll get us canceled, bro.
There's probably some good Playboys like spec, like not just necessarily like money spec, but like would probably have some like really cool Vargas pinups in some of the early Playboys. Some like the first interview of somebody famous or something that. Crazy stuff like that. Speaking of magazines, like seeing all the new magazines come back in the market report, when I'm doing the market report, I see all the magazines. And man, there is some beautiful looking when magazines look really clean and in a graded slab, they look good. And there's some really good ones. Matter of fact, let's get into the market report real quick. We do have a little bit stuff to talk about. We got a sneak peek on who the lineup is going to be for the first Transformers for the Autobots. They're going to start naming the Decepticon team here soon, but lineup for the first Autobot team: Optimus Prime, Ratchet, Cliffjumper, RC. It's pronounced RC, right? Like the female, that's the female one, RC, right?
Yeah.
And Wheeljack. So, and then obviously Jetfire, right? I mean, but anyways, fans should stay tuned to Skybound social channels next week as the Decepticon team will be unveiled daily. So
yeah, they've shown a couple of the Decepticons so far.
who'd they show?
Starscream, Soundwave,
Sick.
Laserbeak.
On their Twitter.
Yeah, it's on their Twitter. And then there's two more silhouettes. One is one's like Rumble or Frenzy. You can see the little. I think it must be Rumble because he's got the little jackhammer hands. And then there's another Seeker in the background. You can kind of like see like the wings coming off.
Sick.
Yeah,
Man, that looks badass, dude.
I mean, I think if you scroll down it, it'll on that thread, it shows the newer ones.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. One of the I was gonna put, there was a unopened mint on card Laserbeak, and who's the other one with Laserbeak? I can't remember the one that's with Laserbeak. Old
Ravage?
School. Was it Ravage? It might have been Ravage.
I thought so.
And I was like, holy cow, man. And it went for a grip of money. A grip. So there's your a couple of your Decepticons. Transformer nostalgia is heating up just as much as G.I. Joe nostalgia is heating up, you guys. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But all right, let's get into some of this market report data. This is some interesting stuff. We have got some cool comics that sold this week, some interesting comics. You know, there was a lot of really high dollar sales and some beautiful Golden Age books that sold, but they're all the same stuff that we talk about every week. And I don't mind showing that stuff pretty often, but I like showing like stuff that kind of you don't see very often, and you know, also kind of show some new interesting things and stuff like that. So there was some really high dollar sales this week, though.
Why do you say that, Brian? Why is somebody talking shit? They don't like our market report?
No,
okay.
brother. No.
Just put his name in the chat.
Yeah, God, Jesus, bro. Chill out. Hood is my Rottweiler, man. All right. Uncanny X-Men 266, a 9/8, signed 3 times. Kubert, Claremont, and maybe Jim Lee. I can't tell. I forgot. I got high in between the time I looked in the show. So, $2,225.44 bids. That is a lot of money for X-Men 266 right now. I can't remember what that book was selling at its highest, but that's still a lot of money right there. Then we've got that. Check out that Margot Robbie.
Wow.
Yeah, signed awesome. Margot Robbie on a classic, one of the most beautiful classic, tough to get 9/8. Even though it's a prestige, right? That's prestige format book. Yeah, that's prestige format. Yep. So that book is a very tough. It's still tough to get a 9/8 in, man, and just probably one of the all-time iconic classic comic book images.
It's gorgeous.
I don't know if I was smart or what. Maybe someday people will value the prints, the rare prints that they made for these, but instead of buying the comics, I decided I was going to collect the prints. And Alex Ross did a limited print for this when this book came out at San Diego one year. And I have that, but I can't get a 9/8 of this to save my life, man.
I mean, they're tough.
Yeah.
People read them, you know, and I think like if you're going to store prestige books, use nothing but silver or golden age. Like don't put it in because you like a modern super tight, and put it in a fucking top loader. I mean, those things, it any little hit to the corner, like it's tough to get it out.
Yeah. There's not much you can do for prestige books like that?
No, I mean I've been lucky that the ones sent to me aren't like fucking mangled, you know. But I have seen some where like any little hit, it breaks the color, and it's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I think I have that book somewhere over here, but because I'm gonna get it graded, I have a 9.6, and I've been trying to get a 9.8. So I
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
There's a guy, and somebody said it in the chat last week, and I can't remember who they said, but there's a retailer or seller on eBay that has been putting out week after week. If he sells one, he puts out another one of classic, iconic covers signed by actors, right? Like, he's probably put up 9.9 of the what's the vampire movie Underworld, the chick from
Kate
Underworld.
Beckinsale?
The Kate Beckinsale badass all white cover, signed in beautiful red. He's 9.9, 9.8 of it. Every actor you can think of on every character they've ever played, just all 9.8s. But this is the first time I've seen this book.
Yeah, Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
I don't suspect that she's real easy to do a signing. Like, she must be pretty expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
a very high in demand actress like that. I mean,
yeah.
And the cool thing about it is when they did that montage in the Suicide Squad movie with that same pose. That was pretty cool. So it's not like she's just signing a Harley book. Like, she was in that outfit, in that pose.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That to me levels up that book a little bit.
Ghost Rider number 2, 7.0. This is such a slept on Frazetta cover.
Mm-hmm.
I love it because it's a different style Frazetta cover, and it's just cool that it's a Frazetta cover. And the original Ghost Rider, the all white,
Cool.
it's such with the horse, the all white horse, the flowing cape, it's just it's super, super cool. And that it's a Frazetta cover too is amazing. So $15.75 for a 7.0 of that, which is nice. X-Men 141. There was a couple 9.8 X-Men books. There's a 104 that sold. This beautiful dude. This is probably my all-time favorite X-Men cover. I love this cover so much. This cover is it takes me back to being a kid and going into the comic book store and seeing this book, tagged up on the top, that are put on the top row, and it's just such a great iconic X-Men cover, and 9.8 of it for 1,100 seem low to me. You know what I mean? I feel like that should be more than that, even in this downturn. But it's still nice to get a book like that for
that's what you call a key.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. That is a key.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a blue chip. I'm not gonna call it a blue chip. I don't think it's a blue chip, right?
It's a key.
It's a key. It's definitely a major key. Another one of the Jack Kirby Milestone Edition autos, Dynamic Forces. Man, be on the lookout for those, you guys. A lot of people don't even realize that those are signed. So,
wow.
Yeah. And then I forget where I saw this. I saw somebody talking about it, and then I saw the sale. That Ultimate Comics Spider-Man number 2 second print with the white, and it just
fucking ghost, bro.
It's such cool. It just looks really clean, and then that blue label. That's a good looking book like that. So $485 for a 9.8.
That's a good deal. Like, if I would have seen that, I would have at least been watching it. I would have been maybe engaged in throwing a bid.
Yeah. The Spawn 234 Haunt variant, sketch variant, crazy rare Spawn variant.
I got that one, dude.
You have that?
Yeah. I had like trying to rearrange my man cave, and I have that fucking book.
Jackpot.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rare Spawn variant.
We're going to start it off at 1 minute, $1. Everybody in the chat, let's go.
Go. I got 5 on it.
I'm not accepting any pre-bids.
God damn it.
That Spawn 222 Kudransky is a super ghost. That was that came out before.
Have you ever seen that book?
Never.
Have you ever seen it? I've never seen that book, man.
Never. I feel like it was like, why is that book so rare? There's something super rare about that book. Was that like over in Europe only or something like that? I can't remember. I know there was a Kudransky Spawn book that was Europe only, but both those Spawn books, man, good night. Super rare. And then, you know, in honor of the news that Jeff Smith is going to finally reprint the Tales from the Lantern stories, it's pretty crazy to see a first print Bone #1, a 9.6 sale.
So crazy.
That book that's the modern day Albedo. You know, that is the modern day Albedo to me. I don't know what I would consider. I don't know if I would consider it the modern day Ninja Turtles, but it's definitely the modern day Albedo. I want one of those so bad. I'd never seen a first print, and
I mean, I got a 6 print. You know, but
and could you imagine walking into like a half price Brooks?
Bro.
And finding one of those.
I probably would have been arrested for jacking off in the parking lot, dude. You know what I mean? I got it.
Amazing. It's a bit of that's
a little extreme. Let's just say I'd be a little bit happy.
Hey, listen, you guys. If there are some grails that you've been thinking that you might not be able to afford, there are some seriously affordable books out there that used to be super grails, and you know, I don't remember what this book maxed out at, but I felt like it was 2 or 3 or 4 times that.
It was that one was that was an experience, man. Actually, weirdly enough, I have a couple of those in a box over here. They're all fucking beat up that we couldn't send out, but I found it when I was going through the garage. I was like, oh shit.
Dude, those are like, so when I got back into comics heavy, I got back in with my buddy Kyle from Saturday Night Special. And he got back into comics because of Walking Dead, right? And he had a Walking Dead collection, and he was only missing like 2 or 3 books. You know, this was one of them. And then like, of course, the super rare ones. But this one isn't like, this one isn't as rare as like the car one, right? Clutch.
Print run wise, God, I'm trying to remember. I think this was like I want to say this was like, we did 500 of these, like so this was like a retailer one. So like, if you bought an X amount of books, of copies of like the top 500 stores, we like Robert signed these and sent them off, and then so I want to say it was like 500 of those. So there's lower print run, but still like hard to track down, and there's unsigned copies that you know are out there too. And then shops were able to, for like a period of time, they were able to get it graded by CGC. CGC actually let people mail them in and put a gold label, not a green label. So
wow.
Yeah, and then they like were like, this is too much of a mess, and they stopped it really quickly. So smart.
Yeah. Not bad at all. All right. Yeah, man, $300 for that is pretty amazing. Anyways, yeah. So Kyle, I remember Kyle talking about this book. There was a couple books that were super, super tough to find. There was I think an Eric Larson variant for Walking Dead that was super tough to find that I remember he was always looking for. I picked up a Walking Dead collection 1 through the whole thing. It didn't have all the super. It didn't have that, but it had 90% of all the regular variants. The one in, some of the real rare ones. And I still have it. I need to send in like the number 1 to get graded. It's beautiful. I'm gonna send it to Hood and have him play with it. But
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah,
get
that Larson
those.
one is the 50 like wraparound cover
Yeah.
Eric Larson superhero one that I think Ryan Otley did like the layouts for it or something, or inked it or something like that. It's like they worked together on it. It's like super hard to track down. I never got it before I got with the company, so those are hard to find for sure.
But to get those Ruby books, man, those Ruby Negan, and that at the time, dude, I remember there was something crazy at the time about Walking Dead during when this book was coming out. It was the type of thing I had only ever seen it after that with Capullo Snyder Batman. But you would get to the comic book store and you would see people talking, and first thing you ask, did you read Walking Dead? How was Walking Dead? Walking Dead was always the first book you read. And the Negan storyline was so badass and so amazing. And the coolest thing about a character that a writer can do for me is, it's a trope, but to do it convincingly is so rare. And when Kirkman took Negan, made you hate him so much, and made you like him with the Carl storyline, it was like game-changing comics, man. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. We would walk into Jesse James Comics and there would be fucking, I don't know how many copies of Walking Dead. There would be like 2 6-foot tables of Walking Dead books, man. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen anything like it since.
Yeah, it was amazing time. It was, I mean, yeah, and nothing since, right? It's such a that weird moment where like everything just came together in the world, and like people were just like, fandoms were getting crazy because it was right before like Game of Thrones took over, and it was like people were just like, oh, there's fucking cool shit beyond, just Superman and Batman and Iron Man and shit, and they just like loved it. And then the show sucked and it fell off, but whatever.
Yeah, the show really ruined it, man. Right after when the way that the show ruined it for me is when they veered from that plot of Carl and Negan. That when they veered from that plot, I was out. I was like, I'm done. Goodbye. You took me completely out of it. But anyways, how about 2 Promise collection books?
Those are crazy.
For less than $500. Now, they might not be the like most wanted books from the 40s, but the Promise collection to me is the coolest pedigree that there is. There is nothing cooler to me. I know there's some better, like, based on like quality of like the keys, and then the quality of the keys, like the church, and I get the the Mile High stuff is like considered the greatest, whatever, but to me the story of the Promise collection beats everything. And we always kind of talked about, wouldn't it be cool to own one of the books from that collection? And you're starting to see more and more of them squeak out, other than on heritage sales. These are on eBay, obviously, less than $500. That's that'd be cool to own a pedigree or a book from that pedigree. Just cool story. They should do a movie on it, man. All right, Hood, you're gonna love this, bro. Uncanny X-Men 258. Do you know about that book? Do you know what's different about that book?
I think you talked about it before, and it came with that's the figure you
This is such a slept-on Psylocke book to me, because, and a lot of people don't realize this, but this looks so much better than the original because it has the old X-Men trade dress. So this is from the
that's
Legends.
what you had said, yeah.
Yeah, this is from the Legends figure, and it's that, you know, it's a reprint cover, but it's got the old X-Men trade dress from the Jim Lee, you know, run.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful Psylocke cover, and 9.8 for 280. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I mean, like those reprints came in with the figure, like, and people like didn't take care of those books. I mean, there can't be that. I'd be interested in do they have a print run on figures? Like,
Great question, bro.
yeah, I'd be interested in how many of these are in the census and how many of them are 9.8s.
Yeah. How about that middle book? We've talked about that middle book for years, man. Probably if not the rarest Ashcan, like the rarest Batman book, maybe.
Yeah.
It's either this one or it's one like it. I know this one's super rare. This is a 4 out of 5 smiley faces on the Recalled Comics rarity scale.
Dang.
So it's funny. I said super rare, and
you got to think that 9.2, as hard as that book is to find, that's a good buy right there.
You know where this comes out from?
Was that a Wizard?
You got it, bro. A Hero magazine, dude. A Hero magazine.
Oh, Hero.
Yeah, Hero magazine #1 from 1993. If you guys can find that polybag, you know, I've been geeking out on that lately. We talked about that Sly Cooper, I think it is, the raccoon video game comic that is so expensive, was in that Pro Gamers Monthly. I picked up an interesting magazine book and some pickups this week. You got to be on the lookout for those. Be on the lookout for some of those polybag magazines and some goodies in them. Tarot #1. 2 of these sold this last week. 1 in 50s. Super tough books to find. You don't see them come up for sale very often. Nakayama just killed it on this one.
Yeah, it's a banger, dude.
Yeah.
Like my buddy Wilbert's got, shout out Wilbert. He's got a 9.8 on eBay right now, and he wants a $1,000,000,000 for it.
I don't blame him. Play the Walker method.
Yeah.
Strange Academy #1, the Opania 1 in 50. Another one of the modern day Grail for me. I need to get one of those.
I love that cover, man.
Some really interesting mutant or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books sold this week. Some dude was liquidating his collection, and he had some really big books. But here were some of the interesting books. Just a heads up, you guys. Third prints are now selling for $1,000. You know, in high grade. You know, that third prints of #1 are selling what second prints were a couple months ago. That book is crazy. Even in a where everything else is just dropping like crazy, that book still sells for.
I tell you what, Brian, like that movie coming out for the Turtles, it looks good, and it may create a whole new fan base for Turtles books. You know, I mean, that's what happens if they get the TV show or movie right and it's a hit. It affects the books. And look what's happened with books. These shows from Marvel have been disappointing. I mean, there's moments, okay? There's moments that make you think we're in phase 3. But then like the overall like product of what they give you is crap. You know, and like it affects the market, believe it or not. Like if there's good content, a great movie, you create a new fan base and the market is healthy. When there's crappy content, it affects the market because people are pissed off they saw shitty movie #1 and then they don't want to go buy the book. They're all, fuck that book, the movie sucked. I mean, they put it together.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja
just
Turtles,
like Clutch said about Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like it was a phenomenon. Like, I don't think people truly appreciate what was going on with Walking Dead back then. It was such a phenomenon. Like, I mean, I've been in comics since I was 7 years old, man. You know, my uncle worked at, I mean, I worked for my uncle at his comic shop. Like, I've seen it all. I had never seen a book uh, hit the point that Walking Dead did. But what happened?
Yeah.
The show affected the
Yeah.
book. There was nothing wrong with the book. The show affected the market.
Turtles is amazing to me in the fact that it like every like 3 to 5 years are like, all right, cool, we're gonna completely reimagine it. Boom, new. Gets the new audience. It's always evolving. It's always bringing in new fans, new readers. Like whether it's the toys, animation, movies, like they know what they're doing, and it's amazing.
It came out too in the perfect time. Like there was something about the 90s when the how the quality of the toys at the time were
Right?
the greatest toys ever. There was never a better time for toys than the 80s and 90s. I'll fight anybody to the death on that one. Toys nowadays for kids are electronics or video games. They don't have toys, right? Toys nowadays are adults are collecting them. So,
Bro, because like we grew up with like you know, the figures couldn't do much. I mean, can you imagine if they had what is available for kids now what when we were growing up? Are you fucking kidding me? These molds look just like the characters, man. I mean, it's just I don't know if I would have had a better time, but man, like I probably rob a bank to get some of these toys if I was a kid, you know? Now,
well,
you know, I think these kids are desensitized because the quality of the toy is like like you said, adults are buying these toys. The quality is such a high tier quality. Back then, I mean, they just made a product that kids could play with, and it was what does Josh Baskin from Big say? It's playable. What was the word that he used when he was working for the toy company? It's playable,
yeah.
and that's how they based the market. They play with the toy, and if it was, you know, if the kids seemed like they was having fun, then it would sell. But yeah, I just think the kids are desensitized and they're spoiled, and it's like when we saw a GI Joe figure or a Star Wars figure, and just it was about for me like the first thing I looked at was the card, the card, and I turn it around, read
Yeah,
the
turn it around on the back.
oh,
Yeah.
man, and then you looked at the weapons. Like, what does
Yeah.
this character have? He needs to have a whole shitload of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, if he just came with like a couple of what do you put it on the feet, the little flappers on the feet, and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
out. You know, but yeah,
Well,
man.
here's two interesting books. This is issue number 4 from the original Mirage run. And then you have the second printing on the right. Look at the price difference. Like that's crazy. Yeah, that second printing is super rare. Super rare.
And the paper shit, it's tough to press.
Yeah.
It's
There
a pain in
was
the ass.
look at the same guy had a ton of 9/8 turtle stuff.
Mm.
Like a ton. Here's a 9/8 number 2, a 9/8 Raphael number 1, both big bucks. And
He's
check
so,
this
like,
out.
I'm out.
Look at that. Hulk 180, Mark
God.
Jeweler. That's crazy. I wish the condition was a little bit nicer, but maybe somebody will be
I
able
can't tell. I mean, it
Yeah.
looks
says if, fine condition.
fine.
Yeah. World Tree number 1, the Tiny Onion Club Founders foil variant there, 9/8 for $305. And then some lower grade but rare books still sell for big bucks. I mean, That all new Ghost Rider, Trad Moore, 1 in 25, and a 9.0. It's signed by Trad Moore.
See, you have a chance to CPR that just because it's CBCS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You crack it open, press it, and send it right back. That's what I would do.
Well, even for a 9.0, 387, that's not bad. And then the Marvel Wolverine Origins number 10, a 9.4, third claw, 308. So very interesting. And then even more of that, you got the Superior Spider-Man number 20, probably one of the all-time greatest, if not the all-time greatest, Black Cat cover. J. Scott Campbell, a 9.6, sold for $355. And this Lady Death number 1 Majestic Euphoria edition at a 150, it's a 10. But it is such a beautiful cover. There are some sneaky good Lady Death variants, man, that they put out at Coffin Comics and Polito put out on those low print runs that are, oh man, they are fan-freaking-tastic. Lady Death variants hit differently. There's something about that character that she's designed so well. Nintendo Comics, the sneak peek. I have one of those 9.0s. John Z upgraded his 9.0, sold me his 9.0. I put that sucker right up on my wall. That's one of my favorite all-time books. Love that book. I wish I could find that book in the wild. Still, that surprises me. $400 for that book. That book should be more than that. But I'm a little biased. One of the all-time most classic pre-code horror covers, Vault of Horror 35 from 1954. It's a Christmas cover. Under the tree is a coffin with a big red bow on it. And it's Christmas morning, Christmas night, and the wife is looking at her new present and she's gasping, and behind her is her husband getting ready to chop her head off. What a crazy cover. Wow.
So wicked.
Some of those covers, man, they just had to be sitting around. I don't know if you laugh at that stuff when you're thinking some of that stuff up, or if you got to be demented, man. Some of those things are super, like, we gotta get even more crazy.
They didn't have background checks, so they could do a background check on the artist, bro.
Well, the guy that created Wonder Woman was the guy that created the lie detector test. Did you know that?
Because of the golden lasso?
Yeah, that's why he had the golden lasso. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah. Heavy Metal 54, classic, all-time classic image right there. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s and went to rent movies, you've seen that image 1,000 times. $569 for the 9.4 and that beautiful CGC case. I get that the CGC cases are not as good as the CBCS cases, but they still look good in them from afar.
Yeah.
9.8 of the Guardians of the Galaxy number 1, the photo variant. We talked about this book when it came out. It would look perfect with a gold signature right underneath. And there's a perfect example of it.
They listened.
Yep.
They listened.
So good.
Yeah.
Right.
So good.
Clean.
Yeah. Especially getting a 9.8 with that black cover.
And that character's moving forward. So
I don't know. What did you think of the performance?
I thought it was. I didn't like it when I first got out of the movie, but when I watched it again, and then after it's been a couple months now, and I've kind of figured out where everything is and stuff, and been hearing stuff here and there, I think they did it perfect. He had to be kind of dumb, and he just came out of the cocoon. He kind of had to play that role in the first movie a little bit, so. I'm looking forward to it, to see him,
see what happens.
Yeah, they could do some amazing, Jim Starlin space opera craziness,
I just I wish they would have introduced Sam Alexander somehow, some way, put some kind of nugget there, because I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
like
I think he'll be.
we've got plenty of girls, man. You
do
know
you
what I
think-
mean? Like they're doing all these things for the girls, and like when I went to the movies to go see The Flash, I didn't see that many girls sitting in the theater. So like when you talk about representation, like let's get Sam Alexander in there. Let's bring Robbie Reyes back. I mean, we keep on talking about Ghost Rider. I mean, let's bring let's bring the boys back, man. What's going on?
Um,
But sorry,
no, you're good, brother.
get my wife pissed off at me.
I missed out on. Well, I didn't necessarily miss out. I don't know if I'm going to go spend $477 right now on a furry book, but I really want a copy of one of these. I want a raw. I'll take a raw copy just because I collect the creative firsts, and it would be cool to have the first time Terry Moore did, Kachu and what's the other? I always forget the other girl's name. Racine or Kachu and. I'll chat. You let me know. But a raw copy sold with issue number 4 for $315. I want to say, is it issue number 2 or issue number 1? That's the first Terry Moore, but issue number 2 might be the first Terry Moore also. But cool books.
Like
very,
his
very.
actual first published work.
Yeah, I think it's his first
Cool.
professional work too. Yeah.
Didn't Big Leg find like Strangers
Yeah.
in Paradise #1 just out there in the wild, man?
A nice, beautiful copy.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, he was telling me about that.
Lucky son. He hit me up yesterday. He's like, I got a text. He's like, hey bro, I'm back in Vegas. Gonna be out this week again.
He's having a blast.
Leg is having a blast, man.
Living it, man.
It's gonna be fun to see him in
Yeah.
San Diego. And then I would love, again, you guys know I would love to own some of those Blacklight, original Third Eye Blacklight velvet style posters. Someday I will have either a reprint or something, the original behind me. All right. Transformer, Jetfire, AFA 80, $7,600. I told my story about Jetfire and my neighbor getting it in Christmas the year it came out, and it was such a amazing memory. That would be a cool piece to have. But man, that is a lot of money.
Have you ever seen the Macross variant?
Yes, it's amazing.
It has like the actual triangle logo on the wing. I saw that for the first time at a con, and I was like, had never seen it before, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember seeing like the Transformers hit the shelves, right? And I remember the weight of the figures and how heavy they were. And I remember how expensive they were. I was like, what the fuck? It's a truck. It was just so far over my head, because I didn't know the following that it had from overseas. And then of course when the comics came out and the cartoon, then I got it. But man, I should have picked, I probably would have opened and played with it. I don't know, man, but
Guarantee. Are you kidding?
yeah, like I wish I could go back in time and just like take a couple of cases. I'll take those cases of Boba Fett right there. Give me the Optimus Prime, just fucking walk out,
Yeah.
just buy everything in the goddamn store.
Yeah.
Be done with it.
I always said that, if I could ever go back in time, I would if I had a time machine, I would go back and, buy, 52 Topps High Series, or, go grab some 51 Bowman baseball, or I would, 86 Fleer. That, and then I think to myself, I was like, what am I talking about? If I go back in time, I'd go to see if Jesus was real or something. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go buy damn baseball cards.
Brian, when we were working a show in 87, and I'll always remember I was helping out another dealer bring in some stuff from his van, and I dollied in 2 cases of 86 Fleer basketball. dollied into
Dolly that shit right back out there.
like bro, let that marinate. And that's a memory. Like, have you ever like wheeled in a couple of million? It's like being I guess have the same feeling as like a security guy, like taking the bank's money out or something, man. But yeah, dude.
Dude, there was
if I could go back, I would buy a shitload of 86 Fleer, that's for sure.
Do you know a recent case was sold of 86, 87 Fleer? You know how much it sold for, Hood? $1.8 million.
Yeah.
You were holding almost $4 million at that moment. Think about that.
That's what I'm telling you, man. I mean, it's unreal, man.
You know what, dude? Jesse's still in the chat. I thought I was going to be this close to seeing not an 86, 87 Fleer case, but an 87, 88 Fleer case. Jesse sends me these pics of this amazing collection that he's buying. He's sending me pics of these storage units, and he's getting all the comics. And there's a picture of an 87, 88 Fleer case, basketball case, in the pictures. And I remember telling him, like, dude, you have to get that case of basketball. You have to get that case of basketball. And I don't think he didn't end up getting it, and it broke my heart.
He didn't get it?
He didn't get it, but it broke my heart.
Oh,
my God. There went my dreams of seeing. I would love to see an 87, 88, 86, 87, or 88, 89 case of Fleer basketball.
So the 87, 88, like the second Jordan card, I think, man, that is that's to me like one of his best looking cards.
Yeah, dude.
Man, but
beautiful stuff. I got good stories about that, but we'll tell those in another day. Holiday Hal Jordan figure from the old school Justice League cartoon figures. Those things are so collectible, and they did some really rare con ones. And I don't remember what the Holiday Hal Jordan one is, but they had it signed by Bruce Timm, and it sold for.
Didn't you see this one at Emerald City? What was it?
No,
figure?
the one I saw at Emerald City that I took the video of was the original Superpowers Mexico Riddler, which is Green Lantern painted as Riddler, though.
Okay.
But $7,000 for that. Wow.
Jesus Christ, dude. Like,
yeah.
Man, people love them Green Lantern, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well, hey, dude,
Green Lantern,
I'm stoked. Hal Jordan's one of my favorite. It's my favorite DC character with Batman. Hal Jordan. I'm so excited that they decided to do the storyline with Hal Jordan. Like, they were gonna leave Hal Jordan out at first, and I was bummed. I want to see John Stewart, but I don't want to see John Stewart and Kyle. I want to see John Stewart and Hal Jordan. That needs to be the cop movie. John Stewart, Hal Jordan.
So the project is a go?
Yeah, it's a go. It's a true detective style cop, space thriller thing, which is perfect. It should be. It should. I mean, that's a great idea to me. Mel Gibson's, Danny Glover's style movie. I'm down for that.
Mm-hmm.
You remember how good those movies were
and they were fucking great, man.
I could watch those. You can watch those movies. And even with commercials, you can watch those movies. That's like Shawshank Redemption. Like, Shawshank Redemption is the movie that no matter what it's playing on, if it's edited or not, and no matter where it is in the movie, if you go past it, there's like a 60% chance you're going to stop and watch the whole movie.
Sucks it right in.
That's got to be one of the best like surprises in a movie. Like, I can remember hearing people gasp in the theater when like he escaped.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. Like, amazing.
Yeah. I've never heard of Muscle Mutts. Muscle Mutts vintage 1996 red knuckles figure by Streetwise. I'd never heard of Muscle Mutts. But he's got a pretty crazy weapon there.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Almost what, $1,600 for that thing?
Wow.
Kidding me? Loose.
Somebody's happy. I got it.
Jesus.
Star Killer is such a great character,
Yeah.
and the fact that they've made a figure of him is amazing. But that's such a tough figure to find, and as you can see, $308 for an unpunched vintage collection Star Killer still sells for a lot. Somebody got lucky though. $225 for a mint on card Spider-Man 2099 Toy Biz exclusive. With
You
the
remember what those were going
variant,
for, dude?
$500 to $800.
Yeah.
$500 to $800 those were selling for a year and a half ago. Maybe even less. So I think that probably jumped up there and somebody just snagged it.
Mm-hmm.
GoBots Rock Lords Saberstone. I remember the Rock Lords. I totally remember GoBots. I do not remember that Rock Lord. That's a crazy looking. That looks like Clayface.
I was gonna say it looks like a fucking turd robot.
It looks like the Golgotha things from Dogma. $202 for it though, loose. All right. I talked about this, Joe, last week, I think, and this is such a great G.I. Joe. And that's cheap to me.
Yeah, it is cheap.
$202. Yeah, a CAS 85 Desert Scorpion is such a great G.I. Joe. Comes with that big ass scorpion pet toy accessory and just a cool looking figure. The desert figures are always cool to me. Dusty was my first G.I. Joe I ever got. Obviously, I lived in the desert. Me and my brother used to take our G.I. Joes and we'd go with our friends and we would go out into the desert and create bases for our G.I. Joes, and do all kinds of cool stuff. And it was a lot of fun growing up as a kid, and again in the 80s, nostalgia, and playing G.I. Joe in your backyard or in the woods or but the problem playing with G.I. Joe is 90% of playing G.I. Joe was the setup, right? Like it's setting up your guys and stuff, and everything after that wasn't as fun. And it was kind of weird. It's kind of like, oh, what do you does this guy shoot that guy? Like, what are you doing here? Oh, let me have this, rattler come flying out of the ground, some hidden cave. Like, what are you doing?
You hit the nail on the head. The setup was the high point.
When you played G.I. Joe with your friends, did you guys dump them all out and take turns picking?
No, most of the time, like I play with my cousin and like they bought him everything, fucking piece of shit, and he had every fucking toy. And Jesus Christ, man, I come over there with the little Zartan, little speeder that he had, and the motherfucker had that big fucking whale thing, and I was like, dude, kiss my ass, dude, like,
Dude,
but anyway,
my best friend growing up, like we would he was just around the corner, so like we would just put all of our shit in a box, carry the box over to each other's house, and like settle up and stuff. It was bad.
Man, that was my favorite thing. I remember playing with G.I. Joes. That I probably would play G.I. Joes with my brother until I was probably 13 years old. I remember just doing exactly that, dumping them all out. First you would pick your guys, and your first 4 picks were the same for years, but you always went through the same old rigmarole of picking them, and then you would pick your weapons, and then you would set them up, and then you would just put them away. But Tiger Sharks, I don't remember Tiger Sharks. Tiger Sharks were made by the same people that did Thundercats, and they are pretty rare. So $300 and $455 for loose figures of the Tiger Sharks, Mako and T-Ray. Pretty interesting figures there, especially with from the makers of Thundercats. And then this is interesting. There's a couple, all three of these are very interesting. You take note on, especially on two of these. The Masters of the Universe, Savage Eternia Mossman. Isn't Savage Eternia recent? Is that recent? Chat, let me know if you know where this figure comes from, because $525, and that figure is awesome. And I remember one of the cool things about Kevin Smith's He-Man was Mossman. Mossman was cool in Kevin Smith's He-Man. I'll give him that. But I'm not sure where this one comes from, and it looks super cool on card. It looks like a great figure. It's got a cool accessory. $525 though. Wow. And then I remember I was collecting Star Wars toys heavy during this time period, but I never got into the Micro Machine Star Wars stuff, and I wish I would have, because they sell for way more money than the Power of the Force 2 figures sell for.
Oh yeah.
Like those Power of the Force 2 figures, some of them you can't even sell for $5, but
Yeah, do you remember like going to like Toys R Us and just buying when they re-released, and you thought it was going to be as special as its predecessor, right? I remember buying all the Phantom Menace and all the, that's surprising that the Phantom Menace toys with all the first appearance of all those Jedis aren't worth shit,
Yeah, that you're right. Some of them are worth money though. There's some that are super
but
rare,
not like
like the Entertainment Earth exclusives.
Yeah.
But the Power of the Force 2 figures, I remember when they first came out, the Princess Leia was selling for back then like $40. I remember going to Hero Comics and buying that Princess Leia figure because she was so rare for $40, and I was so happy that I got it. And then they just printed the hell out. They and then there was these rumors going around that they didn't print as many Leias and Landos because they were prejudiced against women and they're prejudiced against black people, so they didn't print as many. Well, they weren't the heavy figures in the case, so they just put them in. And when the next case assortment came out, they just kept adding them, so they weren't as rare. And oh man, the Landos were selling for a grip. It was crazy back then, 1996.
So that's why you always see Lando left over in the stores, because they don't want to be accused of not printing enough Landos, right?
He's a peg warmer. Remember the term peg warmer?
Yeah.
But these Micro Machine ones sell for a lot. Look at that. $225 for that. And
remember
then,
the commercial, the fast talking guy?
Yeah.
Micro...
Micro Machines were super cool as a kid too. I remember the coolest one was the Blackbird. That was the coolest one. All right. Here's the craziest thing of the market report, probably. This Hasbro 6-inch superposable Spider-Man. Now, you guys know I talk about the superposable Spider-Man toys all the time, but I've never seen this one. This is Spectacular Spider-Man. It looks like it's from a cartoon or something. I've never seen this figure.
It has to be.
$407 loose. That's crazy.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Is there one on eBay carded?
Let's take a look. That is a great question there, Hood. All right. What are we doing here? All right, here we go. Yeah, this is a very interesting figure that, again, I have never seen. Spectacular, superposable. Figure. There we go. There we go. Look at that. $305. One right now on 23 bids. Jesus. What the hell is going on? There's one for $124. or best offer.
Well, that's the same pic. The one that right there, the 305 is the same picture as the one you just showed too.
Yeah,
Right,
what is going on? Yeah.
Somebody probably canceled.
Probably.
That's interesting, dude. Think it's maybe a
Maybe he's got two of them.
$490.
Crazy.
You got to think maybe some of these people don't know what they have.
No, wait, that's not it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Is that it?
interesting. Yeah, 110 or best offer. Yellow eyes. Look at this one. Black suit, $60. No carded though.
Yeah, it's probably a ghost, man.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Well, check this out. How about $5,300 for a loose Sonic figure?
Jeez.
50 bids. This is Shadow from GamePro. Battle Shadow Sonic the Hedgehog action figure.
What the fuck, man?
5,300.
What year did this come out?
Great
That's
question.
a cool figure, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome, dude. Look at that.
yeah. Little pegs.
It's got
for
the
his feet.
hamburger helper hands, you know?
Yeah. Crazy, man. $5,300
It's
on 50
nuts.
bids. This is interesting. I don't remember this. Batman these are the 89 toys with you remember the Joker had the hat. 89
yeah.
Toy Biz catalog figure 4-pack from J.C. Penney. $305. Let's take a look at this. Look at this. All right, let's see if it'll let me. There we go. All right. Come on.
I remember I ordered some GI Joes and they came in a 4-pack like that from JCPenney's.
$15.99. That's interesting. Never opened.
Never opened? Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
$308. GI Joe. Got a lot of GI Joe stuff. Some interesting GI Joe stuff. How about I've showed a couple of these. This was a prototype color study for a figure that they never produced called the Scotsman. Check out how crazy that is.
A badass figure, dude.
Right?
With the fucking kill? Are you kidding?
The different what are the Highland clans what is that? Argoyle? Is that what it's called? That pattern?
Yeah.
Argyle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's got
Dude, that would have been a badass. Big Leg would have been all over this figure, bro.
He's got the SAS, the little SAS gun.
Yeah.
And he's got the bagpipes, bro.
Man, that would have been dude.
So
Imagine
for
what the back of the card
$330.
say, man.
Amazing.
$330, man. That's cool.
That's pretty sweet.
All right, this is interesting. This is the Snake Eyes, the 85, the version 2 Snake Eyes, the greatest G.I. Joe figure ever created. Prototype sample deco layout sheet. Tells the mold.
Oh, all the specs.
All of it.
That's wild.
Bro, order it. We can make our own figures, bro.
$315 sold for.
That's cool.
All right. I've told the story that the Rattler to me is the greatest G.I. Joe vehicle ever made. It's a great memory as a kid, but it's very close because this is the Rattler, but the Tiger Force version. Look how badass that is. That A10 style plane with the little Gatling gun on the canopy on the top. So cool. It came with a version of Ace, I think. Very, very cool.
You know what's so underrated was the art on all of these toys. Whether it was well, for the most part, GI Joe had some of the
Mm.
like addictive, like made you just want to buy shit. You
I
know,
wish I could find the original art for these, bro.
Yeah, they don't pop up much, man. I think I track a couple. Like Rudy Obreo is a guy who did a lot of the cover or the package art. And then a couple other dudes. There was like I think there was like 3 or 4 guys who did all the all those paintings over the years.
Man, look how great that is.
I mean, just phenomenal, man. Look at that.
Gents, I got to bounce off. Great show. Thanks for having me on again.
All right, Clutch.
What you got coming up, brother?
Flying out to Denver on Friday for Fan Expo Denver. So
Wow.
Gonna be out there with JJ from JJ's Comics. Pat Gleason will be there. We're gonna do a live whatnot with him, with Pat Gleason and Maria Wolf. So pretty exciting.
Nice. All right, everybody. If you guys are going to be at the Denver Comic Con, make sure to say hello to Clutch if you see him, and keep an eye, of course, on his whatnot. You could find his link tree and all his information in the description below. Peace out, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
Clutch.
Later.
Take care, man.
Later.
All right. Let's continue here. We're almost done, you guys. And then I want to do a very short drama alert with Hood here. All right. This is this sold for $345 for this Rattler figure. This is a G.I. Joe set I've never heard of. Nocturnal Fire from JoeCon in 2013. I've never seen these. I've never heard of them.
You know who has, probably, right?
Yeah, Nate. I don't know if Nate went to many JoeCons, dude. All right, here's the set right here.
Buy them online.
Oh, dude, this came with the Cobra Da'ako figure, dude. This is so cool. Look at this. That white figure right there is a super rare version 1 Snake Eyes from either Mexico or Brazil. And I think they called it Cobra Da'ako. Let me see here.
Oh, so they
Cobra Mortal.
packaged them. Yeah.
Yeah, Cobra Mortal. Cobra Da'ako was the yellow one. Cobra Mortal was the white one, but they remade them. Oh, look at these, dude. Look how cool. You get Psych Out. You get that Cobra Mortal. You get Repeater. Get a bunch of Frag Vipers and those Toxo Vipers. I can't tell. It's pretty cool. $429 they wanted for it. How much did it sell for? $610 without the case. This 2 sales of some really rare bagged G.I. Joe figures sold. Look at this. This is a lot of 8 figures. These are the bagged send away figures, super rare G.I. Joe figures, $1,125. You got some super rare G.I. Joe figures here, including the those 2 on the bottom right. Of course, the Steel Brigade figure is super rare. I love that Lifeline. There's that yellow orange send away Chun-Li. Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Very rare. All these send away figures. That Lifeline. I remember that Lifeline send away.
How this motherfucker never open them up?
I know,
That's
dude.
Crazy, dude.
Well, not only did he do it with those 8, he did it with these 8. And these 8 are even more rare. Check it out, bro. $1,200. The Fridge.
God damn.
Jinx. Moto Viper. The original Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Slaughter, man.
I don't know who that is. Hooded Cobra Commander. The Moray Eel guy. And then check that out, bro. The Tank Driver. I don't know if the microphone is in there, though. But very, very rare figures. That Fridge is so awesome. Look at that.
Yeah, right.
$1,200. All right. Mandalorian original artwork from Walter Simonson. This sold for just under $4,700. Beautiful. Look at that. Walter Simonson. It's for charity, but it is gorgeous. Sold for $4,700. I've never heard of this. Be on the lookout for it. It's called Terrifier. It's a comic, I guess. Super rare. Art, Terrifier art, the clown comic, first issue out of print. $305 it sold for. Look at that.
Man, that's fucking scary looking, dude.
Yeah, Terrifier book 1. Here's the interior. So, it is a comic. Be on the lookout. All right. Wish Josh was here. 2 of the big booty Gwen
God.
non-canon Spidey issues sold. The Jose Luis Duran covers.
Yeah, I wish I could buy it, but I only read comics that are in English.
Hold that for comic drama alert, brother.
Oh, really? We got some more shit with him?
$310 for 4.0. Well, that wasn't the only one. How about issue 129 for $381? Another Jose Luis Duran cover.
Right? Like
Yep.
Luis Duran
Yeah.
is probably related to John Romita, man, because they drew almost the same way, dude. Look at that.
It's very interesting. And that's sold for $381 for a 6.5. I believe that this is very, very rare, right?
Bro, I've got a couple of those, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I saw one a while back for $80.
$280 for a raw still
That's crazy.
polybagged. Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look so people can see.
Man, I got that buried, dude. I know I have because I found them. They were in a dollar book bin, dude, years ago.
Why is it so freaking tiny?
Hey, that's what she said.
Well, there you guys go. Look it up. That's a crazy variant. Sells for a grip.
Man, now I need to go dig them out.
Look at this beautiful Tyler Kirkham Psylocke sketch, dude.
That is just.
It looks great
It looks like Finch, right?
It looks really good right there, dude.
It looks like Finch.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Last Ronin original sketch art from Stan Yak. All the way from Russia with Love, right?
Wow.
Look at that, dude. That's awesome. Beautiful. Sold for $520. Peach Momoko. This is early art from Peach Momoko. It says Peach Momoko and
when she was in the
Shintaro
third
Keigo,
grade.
Signed book from Japan, extremely rare.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy cool.
That
dude.
is some fucking creepy shit there, dude.
Awesome, bro. If this is Peach
I
Momoko
cannot
right
unsee
here,
that now, man.
If this is Peach Momoko right here, this is awesome.
Bro, that's
sold for
nuts.
$675, dude.
Bro,
no, this must be
scary.
Peach. This is Peach right here.
Okay, I was gonna say,
and
man,
this is just as creepy. Look at
just
that,
nuts, bro.
This is just as creepy. Look at that. That's awesome,
bro. That's sick.
Yeah, dude. Look at that. That's awesome,
bro. Peach has got some layers to her, bro.
Yeah. Signed.
Peachy. We got the receipts.
That's super cool. Yeah, that was Shintaro Kago. I think that's how you say his name. That is the market report, ladies and gentlemen, for June 28th. All right, let's take a quick moment to talk about our discretions in this week's Comic Drama Alert.
Drama! Drama! Drama!
Into the into the into the
All right. Last week, Hood, we decided to take a look at a member of the community, the comic content community. We decided to take a look at one of his recent videos. I wouldn't say complaining, but giving his opinion on foreign comics. And let me tell you something. The Reggie, the collectors, we'll call them, right? Like Nicki Minaj has the Barbs. We have the Beyonders. We're gonna call Reggie's fans the collectors. The collectors were not having it, brother. Comment from last week's episode from CMS Comic Vet 3463 said, y'all weak as hell for this one. Real fucked up the way you did Reggie. Shaking my head.
Yeah, we are.
8 thumbs
We're
up.
real fucked up.
Shout out to Comics, CMS Comic Vet. Sands Group. Damn, the hate on Reggie seems to be a pile on. My brother was just stating his opinion on why he doesn't choose to collect foreign. Y'all should invite him on to speak on his thoughts and not necessarily say he sounds stupid.
That's his brother that put that comment?
No.
He goes, my brother. Like,
No. This is Sands Group. We know Sands Group. Sands Group's part of the community.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was his brother.
No,
he says that's my brother.
But man, I had quite a few people reach out to me privately and say, man, they did not like the way we went in on Reggie.
Bryan, if you would have said what Reggie said, do you think somebody would have been showcasing that? They would have borderline called you some words, man.
Well,
I'm just saying, like, you're not allowed to have a force field and just like make comments like that. I mean, and to be oblivious as to why it's a collectible is what floors me. You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? Are we really having this conversation?
Well,
like, you just went through the market report and showed like some foreign toys and things like that. Are you like that oblivious that is why collectors collect rare things? They collect rare things.
Yeah.
And sometimes foreigns are what people are looking for, because like they got all the books they want. Now they want something different. I mean, you usually have people dabble into foreign once they're like, man, I'm bored. I want to do this. You know, that's why you got people buying like exclusives and stuff like that, because they get burnt out on the regular stuff.
Yeah.
But to be that oblivious that most people don't read their comics.
Yeah.
And like the first appearance of the Punisher, like the book is basically the same book, but it's has different colors or whatever. What are we talking about? Like, it was weird that for what he says, you know, talks about helping people collect. It just floored me. Like, are you that oblivious to the market? As far as like, anybody knows that there is a market for foreign, and there is people buying big books because of like condition and rarity and the art and just the big booty Gwen. That's been a thing for 10 years, right, Bryan? That people have been, you know, it's got a nickname for a reason, you know.
I would be very interested. Well, let me just say something real quick. Shout out to Three Rivers for the $5 super chat. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. One thing I do want to say is, you guys know, first of all, comic book drama alert is a lot of tongue-in-cheek joking around, okay? And nobody is free from the wrath of comic book drama alert, including myself, right? Including my friends. You know, it's okay to give people a little joking around in my world, okay? You know, like I get it. But
I mean, did we call him names or
No,
anything
no,
like
no,
that?
no.
I mean,
no.
we were giving our opinion,
I
right?
think that-
Just like he gave his opinion, we gave our opinion. I mean,
Yeah. I think that you know, Reggie has a lot of fans, and you know, he does good at what he does. But I want to show everybody kind of like how the end of that thing went. Now we went, you know, a lot of what we said, we're joking around. We're counting how many times he says, you know, it's because he, you know, he doesn't read another language. You know, we're joking. Of course, we're joking. It's this is a humor heavy stoner comic book podcast, you guys. We're gonna joke around, and that's what Comic Book Drama Alert is. But I want to remind everybody what we said at the end. Let's take a listen.
Was it in Spanish?
I don't think it was a comic. Wasn't that like a how to collect comics or something?
Oh, like a
And to that point, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I want to encourage you to do so now. Turn on notifications.
What do you guys think? Most people that are getting into foreign comics are picking them up from you. So what if somebody already has a 9.8 of that book?
To 5 to 7.5 Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Andes are funny. Like he just
Andes
like,
are
has
funny.
that excited look. Yeah. But everybody else, I'm like, eh.
So that is another thing. Another huge thing for me is
that I can't read them. I don't understand them.
there is no connection to those comics. There is no nostalgia associated with them, even if they use the same artwork. I don't ever remember being in a comic shop as a
What was that about? What was the memory thing? Oh, nostalgia.
kid and seeing one of these foreign language comics on the shelf. And so nostalgia, as
what
you
if
all
you're
know, is
from those countries though?
Ah, great point, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Huge movie.
I mean, I get that, you know, he was born here or whatever, but like, what if someone else that, you know, migrated over here and collected those when they were kids?
Yeah.
For a lot of what we do, a lot of what we buy,
Okay.
oftentimes comes from our childhood, those little seeds that are planted when we are children. I have no nostalgia and no emotional connection to foreign comics. Again, even if they use the same cover art, it's not the same comic. I also prefer American comics, right? I just have a preference for American comics. Another huge component for me is the fact that buying things from foreign countries is risky. And if you are
What? Most of the time, you aren't buying them from foreign countries.
We're not buying
Most people that are getting into foreign comics are picking them up from you. So
from a foreign
I was
country,
talking
that
about
do not
Josh.
read that language or understand that language or know the people you're buying from, there is some
wait, did he say understand that language?
Yeah, would that be an 8?
You know,
I
these
think
are
that
all
would be
D8s
an
right
8.
here. Yeah.
That's 8.
risk built into that. And yes, CGC, I think, de-risked foreign comics to some degree or another when they incorporated foreign comics into their database. But I personally see a lot of risk still with these foreign comics. Heck, we even had people in this country that were creating fake comics, whether they be raw fake comics or graded fake comics to take advantage of us. And so again, buying a comic that I can't read, that I can't understand from a foreign
9.
9.
Who's creating the fake comics? Chinatown?
You know, when that happens,
country just doesn't sit
they
well
call
with
me first.
So as I alluded to at the top of this video, this is very much a personal
joking
opinion type
around.
of video. If you're watching this and you collect foreign comics, why do you collect them? What is the appeal? What is the interest? What motivates you to do it? If you don't, are there things that I've said that resonate with you? And are there other things that you've come up with that you're like, hey, this is why I don't deal with foreign language comics? Regardless.
Did he have a comic?
Yeah, where it has his face on it and it looks like Wizard 1.
Was it in Spanish?
I don't think it was a comic. Wasn't that like a how to collect comics or something?
Oh, like
Go buy 'em
like
and
a
then
price
put 'em-
guide.
Yeah,
And put them in
or-
a box.
You gotta
like
make
a-
sure they're in English first. So
Yeah.
Don't
Notice
ever buy
which
from
side of
anyone
this
named
debate-
Josh International.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh speaks 28 languages.
Google
I
Translate,
definitely
baby.
want to encourage you to sound off in the comment section.
Yeah.
I will tell you that these are my opinions right now of
Get a jail free card. Good job, Reggie.
foreign
See?
language comics, but I have some thoughts about trying to better educate myself on them, opening myself up to some experts to hear
I like that. I'll give him credit for that. He says, "Hey, change my mind." That's respectable.
their opinions and thoughts, and maybe I will be persuaded to do something different. I do not want to be that type of collector that automatically says no to something just because I don't understand it. I still want to remain receptive and open to changing my opinion.
All
So
right.
you may see a foreign language expert or two
So at the end of it, I totally say, you know what? I respect what he says. So all I want to say to everybody out there that kind of didn't like the way that we joked on Reggie, I get it. We kind of joked a little hardcore, but it wasn't out of spite. And we kind of at the end, I definitely at the end said, I respect him for saying what he said. I still respect him for saying, hey, this is my opinion and I'm willing to have it change. That's the most important part, you guys. I always say that, and everything I do, everything I try to do on this channel, if my opinion can always be changed. Always. I'm open to having people change my opinion on the show. So that's all I want to say about that.
Well, my thing is, Bryan, like, did he make that content to create more content? Right? Is he going like and just being over the top? Because I think that's over the top, where like American comics, and to create that angst so that he can get a foreign expert on there and then go so that he could have the content. Oh, okay. I understand now. It is a collectible. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. So did he like, throw himself on the sword so that he could have additional content? I mean, like, because that's what it seems like to me, because you can go to any of these YouTubers and say, hey, is there a market for foreign books? They're going to tell you, fuck yeah. Even Comic Tom, all the, and Reggie cannot be that, like, oblivious to why these things are valuable. Like, certainly, I mean, he's been in the comic game a long time. I think he just did that, honestly, in my opinion, to get a foreign guy on there so that he could, create more content. That's the only reason you do. That's like saying, I don't know why 1 in 100s are a big thing. I don't know. I don't know why second prints are like, that doesn't make any sense. Because, it's just like, really?
Well, like I
that's
said,
what you do when you want to create more content.
Yeah.
Well,
like I said during the segment on Saturday night, there are some books that I kind of feel the same way about. I'm not the biggest fan of the titty books, but I understand why people collect them. Okay,
that's absolutely right. You can you understand that there is a market. There's a market for everything. Everything. There's some people collect everything. We just went through all these toys, and one toy that looked like a piece of shit, somebody spent $300.
Yeah.
Right? People and you don't knock them. Hey, you collect that, good for you.
Yeah. Was another follow up on a segment from the Drama Alert segment last week. Hold on, Hood. Hold on. This has got good results, my friend, and good end results on this one. I your boy Nick at Key Collector actually reached out to me before I could reach out to him, and he sent me a very nice message. And he basically said to me, he said, hey man, it wasn't about you, nobody over there. I like you guys. I watch the show. I like you guys. I like everybody over there. And we don't like me. He said he likes everybody on the show over here. He likes you. He likes
Instagram, hardcore, bro.
Well,
and I didn't even do anything.
Listen, what I will say is he said that he likes what we're doing over here, and he said it wasn't at us. He said it was more towards the way that the book was being, marketed to still have those 5-packs still be available, and was there the thoughts of the pay for new pay to print type stuff. And he said it had nothing to do with the Hot 10. It had nothing to do. He said he likes the Hot 10. He likes Stein. So no worries there, you guys. And I basically said during the drama work last week, I didn't think Nick was talking about me in no way during this thing.
Man, this isn't going to work if you're going to be making friends with people, Bryan.
I love you, Hood. I love you. That's my Rottweiler, baby. That's my Rottweiler. But speaking of the sickness books, guess who reached out to me saying that they had damages?
Oof.
Yeah. You guys, if you guys were watching the Hot 10 show a few weeks ago when the sickness variant, that beautiful Victorian variant was on the Hot almost 10, and we saw during the show it was still available to buy for $6. If you put in orders at the time, let me know if you got the same email. I got an email saying the sickness update. We're struggling. Oh, hold on here. Where's this? Right here. We're struggling to catch up on all the orders for the sickness, and we're working overtime to keep up. We have one setback. We've had one setback. A couple boxes with variants B, C, and E were significantly damaged in transit. We can't send these damaged copies to you in good conscience. Fear not, we are still within our buffer, so we have enough good copies to cover your order. But any orders with those variants will have to wait until we get replacements after the holidays. I'm sorry about that. I'll keep everyone posted next week.
Fuck.
So there you guys go. It says questions, common questions that have been asked. Will there be any more copies of any of the variants? Answer. After inventory, all that is left is a small quantity of variant A. Those will be available on our site at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. This was sent to me a day ago. Question. Some variants are marked sold out. Will I get all the variants I ordered? Answer. Yes. Barring some unforeseen inventory problems, all your orders are accounted for and will ship as ordered. Question. Which variant do I get with the sickness subscription? Answer. Variant A. We have a small reserve for subscribers. Once that runs out, we'll switch to a second edition. Question. Will there be a second edition? Obviously, the answer is yes. Details are coming soon. If you want to stay up to these date, you can sign up for the newsletter. So there's for everybody that ordered a copy of any of the books. I ordered one copy of the Victorian looking variant. So very, very interesting. All right. So yeah, there you go. That's update on the sickness stuff, which is what it is. All right. We got another update. Look at all these drama alert updates, you guys. Our second update. Some really, really rough news to all the people, that have been keeping your eye on the, what was it, the Hot Shot Comics? Is that what it was?
Oh, you're talking about CGC slamming the hammer down, like dropping the hammer on them, saying like nobody fuck with these guys, and order books or pre-orders from them, pre-order 9/8s.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, hold on here. Yeah, this is very interesting. Very interesting. Bronze Age Nerd put out a big video. If you guys want to go find out more information, go check out Bronze Age Nerd's channel. Scam Hotshot Comics Exposed. He says it's pretty bad. A lot of people are pissed off. I saw multiple posts about Hotshot Comics. They got kicked off the CGC message boards. Kicked off for their actions and all that good stuff. A lot of people have been screwed by this company, including many community members. I believe Jason, shout out to Jason Klein, one of our community members. I believe he was one of the people that is dealing with all the drama from Hotshot. It is no good what's going on out there. If there's anybody in the live chat right now that has been dealing with it, I would love to hear some of your news, or if you guys have anything to talk about it, you can always call into the Discord, the call in live section. But man, it's probably, unfortunately, we're probably going to see more and more stuff like this happen. Like I said last week, again, that's the 4th or 5th time I said that this comic drama alert segment. There is a ton of this going on in the card world, and it just feels like it's just starting in the comic world. So,
well, I mean, that's a good start for CGC, just because I can't remember them just completely obliterating a seller like this, and just like they nuked him. You know what I mean? Like, you don't come back from this. You don't. Like, that is that's a name changer. You know, like a game changer. That's what you call a name changer. They're just going to be called Shot Comics.
yeah.
Or not Shot Comics. But I mean,
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about this on Thorough Show last night, and it's just like you can't hang on to somebody's book and their money and expect for them not to say anything about it. You know?
Yeah.
You know, that just blows my mind, and not getting books back for an entire year, Brian. I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. Like, that is just unacceptable. Like, you're holding people's money, and I don't know if it's a Ponzi scheme but like that's why I never pre-order a 9.8. Like, you know, it's just like what if something happens, like, and you wait and you wait and you wait, we couldn't get any 9.8s, here's your money back, what the fuck, you know? And it's just, you know, you might as well buy it raw and try and get your own fucking 9.8 and get the book back in 2 months. You know, like, what the fuck? You know, just do the work yourself. Like, don't just give money, wait a year. And I mean, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't do that. Fuck that.
Well, keep an eye open for Drama Alert segment on Saturday. We'll see what new news we have. This is live. Domingo German just threw a perfect game. Pretty amazing.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yep.
Holy
just did it.
Shit.
Yeah, I got a Domingo German rookie out of 25 autograph, I believe. So if you want to buy it, hit me up. All right.
Plain.
Yeah. Real quick before we call it a show, you guys, couple of things I want to talk about. What did you think about this, Hood? Are you guys ride or die for Spider Boy?
Like, here's where I'm at with this, dude. Like, out of all these characters that you have, like, why don't you do something with these characters that you have? You got a whole library of characters, and you got to go create another one. Like, I just, for me, it's like a distraction. Like, I want better stories. Like, I don't know, man. Like, does the kid have any powers, or he just jumps around, dude? Like, I don't know, man. And he's got this like bright red hair, and like, I just, to me, it's like, and people are getting scammed to go buy a She-Hulk 3 or whatever bullshit. And it's probably, you know, and it's just, what are we doing, dude? Like, I'm just
what's going on with that that new She-Hulk book that everybody's running after, the annual, right?
Yeah, and so they thought that character was this kid's name, Bailey Briggs, was in the She-Hulk. You know, people were trying to connect the dots, and There's some bullshit spec, but I think Thorough's on the right track with who his parents could be.
Yeah, I forget the Briggs chick that he was talking
Yeah,
about, right?
but to me, like, I'll just wait and see. Like this, and I could be wrong, but I'm hardly wrong about this shit. Like I've never like looked at, oh man, that's crap. When Miles came out, I didn't think that way. But like this, like look at Scarlet Spider. They've never been able to get a great story with Scarlet Spider. There's few good stories with Spider-Man 2099. Like, why don't you get the characters you already have? Why don't you like get a good written story going, man? Like, this is just another distraction, dude. Like, do another Spider Punk, because the first one you did was shit. Why don't and coming off of the movie, what a great way to fucking do something different with Spider Punk. Put a punk CD in there and listen to that shit when you're reading the book. Something creative, man. But
See, this is a problem right here. Haven for Heroes, shout out to Haven for Heroes, great comic shop, upstate New York. Make sure you guys go check them out if you're around that area. Great comic shop. Comics are serious art form that needs benefactors. Those are readers or investors. The publishers are focusing on the investors / speculators, and that's the problem. The publishers, the only way the publishers should focus on speculators / investors is by creating collectible comics. If they want to do the variants, you pick the right covers for variants. You don't do you don't do these second print 1 in 25s anymore. You just keep them to 10, 25, 50, 100. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even need to do that. You can just do 25, 50, and 100. But that's the only way you should mess with speculators. Everything else, you should just key in on writing good stories. Just write good stories. That's all you have to do. That's so important. You can't just try to deal with one type of collector. There's so many types of collectors under the comics tent, right? And we're just one tent pole, and we're not even the biggest tent pole. They should not be trying just to key in on us. All they should be doing is making sure they're writing great stories for the fans. Create characters when it's good for the storyline, and it's rough right now. It's rough.
It's more acceptable to when you have a great story going because people have read it and they're like, wow, and it connects to other books and it makes those books a little more valuable. It's easier to go on this journey and collect the variants that come along with it and second prints and everything because the story arc is so good, right? But when you just throw a character just like this, like Tozen, and like, oh, who is he and what is he going to connect to, and then you don't answer those questions, and a year later you still haven't answered those questions, like, what consequence will this character like be? Like, what is he going to do to change something that's going to be impactful 20 years from now? I mean, that's typically what a great comic book does. Like, it changes the game. You remember the story, or you remember like that great Alex Ross art that Margot Robbie signed. Just like and I always talk about Donny Cates. They gave him the Venom character, and he loved the Venom character, so he knew how to write it, and he planned it out, and he discussed it with Quesada. Hey, this is my plan, and got everybody on board, and it was done the right way. Like, what if we done with that template? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like we're just throwing shit on the wall. This is what this looks like to me. But
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, but I'm sure collectors are buying 20, 30 of these and putting them away. Hey, man, go for it. Like,
Yeah. I
what?
get
While
it.
people are buying this, I'm gonna go buy rare stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go buy some rare foreigns or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, spend your money. Like, if you like this and you're making a play, hey, man, like, I'm not shitting on you or anything. Uh, am unhappy with this. I'm unhappy with this because it's just like, what are we doing? Like, who's writing the book? Who's writing the book, Brian? Dan Slott.
Yeah.
Is that Dan Slott?
Yeah.
What has he written that's badass?
One
And
thing.
be honest.
One thing.
He-
Superior
he
Spider-Man.
shit on, huh?
Superior Spider-Man's the only thing that he's written that I really like.
I remember that more for. I remember I felt like did I start collecting again at the wrong time because I want Amazing Spider-Man, and thank God we got him back. I thought it was a twist, but it wasn't. I think I appreciated the art from Stegman more than anything, because I picked up that whole run, but like the Dan Slott is not the guy for these books, he tried to reboot Fantastic Four. You remember that?
Yeah.
Dan Slott, it was horrible. It was shit.
Yeah.
Like I just don't I don't know what we're doing, man. It's just like this whole DC thing with the horror books in the middle of the summertime. Like, I get it. There's cool variants, but like, but what are we doing, man?
Well, here's some interesting things with DC. These are some of the variants they're going to be sending to San Diego Comic-Con. They're called silver screen variants. They're doing one for Superman, Big Blue Edition, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Batman 655, World's Finest Teen
great.
Titans #1, and The Authority. But this right here is, I'm going to try and pick up as many of these as possible. There's Batman 655 blank variant. That would be cool to get some cool Damian sketches on, man.
Yeah.
So I would be
Get
trying to
you
grab
a
as many
Spider
as
Boy on there,
possible.
man.
Another real quick thing that's interesting. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to eBay Live, but it is rocking and rolling. And Jesse James Comics is selling on there. So make sure you guys check it out. He's going live tomorrow at 1 p.m. on eBay Live. You can find it right here. I will go ahead and...
Is it a separate app on eBay Live? Or can you access it through your eBay?
You access it through your eBay. You just go to the eBay app, and there's a little tab for it. So, but I'm going to drop the link in the live chat if anybody wants to check it out or bookmark it, and I'll also put it in the description below. It's going to be interesting, man. You guys are going to see some awesome things from Jesse on eBay Live. Tomorrow he'll be just selling a bunch of his exclusives that he's done over the years. He's done a bunch of, Rick and Morty, Bob's Burger, Power Rangers, all kinds of crazy stuff. So check it out. He's just kind of getting the hang of it. I'm going to be helping him on there as much as possible. You guys hopefully will be seeing me on there selling stuff. I've kind of let the cat out of the bag that I'm going to be trying to set up something where we can kind of just give people the shot at shopping at his store virtually. Kind of walking around the store, grabbing goodies, whether they're cards, action figures, exclusive Funko Pops, collectibles, statues, keys, minor keys, Star Wars books, all kinds of stuff. They got Pokemon cards, maybe doing card breaks, anytime collections come in, cool stuff like that. So If you guys want to go give him a follow on eBay, all you have to do is just go and hit that heart button. And I'm not going to put my password in on live, but you guys can see how easy it is. So go check it out.
You know, Jesse's awesome, man. When he came in the other night and just spoke about what his first comic book was and how hard he had to work to get that comic, and he still has it to this day, like, and just the way he talks and his passion about comic books, like those are people that I want to buy comic books from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not the wheeling and dealing, the carnival act. And I want to buy comic books from people that give a shit about their comic books and how they ship the books and the customer service piece of that. Those are the books that I want to buy. Those are the people that I want to buy books from.
Yeah.
Like Jesse is like that's all you need. If you watched, I think it was the Saturday before last, if you saw that show, like you learned about Jesse James in 5 minutes and what he's about. You know, that it was pretty exciting to see there's still good people out here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree, man. I couldn't agree more, actually. So, all right. That being said, I am tired, you guys. It's been a long couple days. I'm sure Hood is super tired.
I'm off tomorrow, though.
Oh man, I gotta get up early tomorrow. I gotta go get a physical. Doing my physical, doing the right thing. If you guys haven't gotten your physical in the year yet, go get your checkup. Go, especially if you're getting older. There's many reasons to do so. It's always a smart thing if you have the ability to do so, and if you don't, figure it out. But I got to go do that super early in the morning. So
yeah, like you don't have to take off your clothes as soon as you get in the doctor's office. Like let them ask you first.
You wear clothes, bro?
No, it's like you're already naked. Hey, let's go, man. I already lubed the glove up for you.
Yeah. So, again, I want to say powerful thoughts, positive thoughts, and prayers out to Empyre Comics family and his children and all the people that loved him and cared for him. Rest in peace, my friend, and be careful out there. Watch over your loved ones. Tell the people that you love them. Give the people that you love their flowers now. Don't wait until their funerals or when they're gone to give them their flowers. So, saying that, Hood, I love you, brother.
I love you too, Brian. You're gonna make me cry, dude. I fucking love you. How about that?
There we go. Love everybody out there. We'll see you soon, you guys.
All right,
Peace.
guys.